Good morning, everybody. Guess what? We're here with Alma McLemore. We're here to talk about the McLemore House in downtown Franklin, and she's got so much good news to share with us this morning. How are you doing this morning?
I am doing great. How are you doing, Donna?
I'm doing good. The sun is out. I always like that. And
Yeah,
it's almost Friday, right? We're getting close.
right. And with all the things that are going on, we're still blessed. We're blessed to be here in the land of the living and talking to one another and smiling. Smiling.
Yes,
That's a good
yes,
thing.
yes. I think, the reason I wanted to talk to you, I think so many people don't realize that the McLemore House is in downtown Franklin. It's
Yeah.
a piece of history for Franklin, and it's been open to the public, but it's not open right now. Tell us a bit more about that.
Okay, the McLemore House is a true treasure in Franklin that we are hoping that everybody can learn about and know about and visit, just like they visit the Carter House in Carnton. Hundreds and hundreds of people visit those two museums annually. And the McLemore House is that big piece of history that's so important as well, that tells part of the story. Because you have the Carter House, and the Carlton McLemore House is the story of Reconstruction. It was built by slave Harvey McLemore back in 1880. He was a slave for about 30 years, and he built the house in 1880, and the house was in the family for 117 years.
Wow.
Then in 1997, the house was going to be torn down. Habitat for Humanity bought the lots because the house had been condemned and no one could live in it. So Habitat was looking for homes to build. They were in the community building homes for the community, and they bought the lot. And Miss Thelma Battle and Mary Pierce, who were some of the founders and members of the African American Heritage Society, which I'll tell you a little bit about that in a minute,
Yeah.
they realized that that house was a treasure and it was going to be torn down. So what they did, they got to work. Mary Pierce was a member of the Heritage Foundation, and at that
Yes.
time, the Heritage Foundation and Rick Warwick also, they were going, they were doing the history, but not African American history was not being included. So they became interested in African American history with Miss Mary Mills and Miss Louise Patton, Miss Thelma Battle, and Miss Bazelia Harris. They formed the organization of the African American Heritage Society back in 1992 with another group of concerned citizens, both black and white, that wanted to preserve and protect African American history. So through them is how we have the McLemore House Museum. The Heritage Foundation bought the property from Habitat for Humanity. They subdivided the lot, and Habitat built the home right beside the McLemore House, which right behind it, the McLemore House, which one of the descendants of Harvey McLemore, the enslaved person, one of his descendants lives there now. And that
Oh,
house was
wow.
and what was so amazing, it was a bliss built. I went on vacation. I was part of the Habitat organization at the time also.
Wow.
So that I went on vacation to Florida, and when I come back, that house is built in a week. And one of Harvey McLemore's descendants lived there. Is that not a profound story?
That's almost like a full circle moment there.
Yes, and right across the street is an what was called at that time a school built for colored children, all colored children. I went to that school. Miss Mary Mills, one of the founders of the African American Heritage Society, was my seventh grade science teacher. She was a teacher. Mrs. Mills is still part of our African American Heritage Society board, still active. She's amazing. She's an icon in the community, as all of the other founders and board members made tremendous contributions to the organization. So they got together, they saved this house. The Heritage Foundation deeded the home to the African American Heritage Society for $1.
Oh, wow.
So all of these years, we've been there, and we do have visitors, but not like we would like to see, because it is part of the story, and that's the problem. What if you are a member of the Heritage Foundation and you love history, and if you're a member of the community that, oh, I love history, well, that means you should love African American history too. That
Right.
means you should want to know about the museum. You should want to know what part Harvey McLemore played in this community, because this community, this town was built on the backs of slaves, and Harvey was a slave. He was owned by W.S. McLemore, and he bought the property. W.S. actually sold 4 lots to Harvey so that Harvey could build his house. Just think about it. W.S. had a 15-acre subdivision that he started called Hard Bargain. And Hard Bargain is a predominantly Black neighborhood. It was carpenters and teachers and just skilled workers that lived in the neighborhood. They bought their lots in the neighborhood, and it became a wonderful neighborhood that still exists right now.
Right.
And Harvey was able to buy 4 lots out of the 15 lots that W.S. subdivided. That's pretty profound too, for an enslaved, for an ex-slave person. So when you think about Harvey McLemore and the McLemore House and that story, that's a story of how we can persevere despite the hardships, all the things that people went through as slaves. Harvey was able to do that and to provide for his family. He said, I'm gonna have the American dream for my family. I'm gonna work hard, whatever it takes, whatever obstacles that there are, I'm going to meet those challenges. And he did. So we have a treasure, and we want people to come. And when you visit, just visit all 3 so that you'll know, so that you'll feel the full story.
Right.
And that's how we unite. And I know you probably want to pause and ask me questions, because I'll be talking.
No, I love it. I love to hear a lot of that I've heard, but I didn't realize that other house was built behind it by Habitat. So that was new for me. I want to make sure that people know that you are also a direct descendant of the McLemore House.
Yes, I wanted to say one more thing. That you know that those ladies, retired teachers, they were widows. Their husbands had passed. These people went to the bank and signed their homes away. They signed to get the house refurbished, because even though the Heritage Foundation deeded the property, the house was in deplorable condition, so it had to be renovated. And those nice people at the bank were able to lend money to these ladies, but they signed the loan for the house.
Wow.
And they had grassroots efforts. They sold fish and all kinds of things to raise money. And Williamson Medical Center wrote the first check. And we had city and county and federal government, state government involved. And the McLemore House is on the National Register of Historic Places. So I just wanted to share that part to let you know how people do as individuals, what they do when they have a passion for something, and think about what the result that we have because of their passion.
Right. It's still standing, which is great that it's still there and we can still come look at it.
I'm sorry, you were asking me about my role as the president.
Yes. So you are the president of the African American Heritage Foundation in Franklin. Tell us about that.
Well, Donna, honestly, most people that know me in Franklin know that I like to serve, but I really like what we're doing today. This is not the best thing. I'd rather be behind the scene working. I'd rather be doing stuff. I don't even care if people know who's doing it, but since I'm the president, I have to talk to you. I can't tell somebody, another board member, will you please go talk to Donna? This is not. I just want to work.
Yeah.
But anyway, right now we have a 15-member board, and I'm the president of the organization, and we do not have staff. We got volunteers that come in and help. We have not been able to meet and get together since COVID-19, but we're still thriving and still doing well. But I serve as the director, and for many, many years, I was the staff by myself. And then there were people that still help do things, but primarily a lot of the things had to come from me.
Right.
And but we still have board members, Miss Mills and Miss Thelma and Mary Pearson. Well, Rick is a board emeritus, but the original founders are still involved. And then we have a board now that's really outstanding, that's doing so much stuff. I'll pause if you want to ask me questions about that, because like I say, I'll just keep talking, and I'll let you're doing the interview, not me.
No, you've given us great information here. I do want to highlight real quick, the McLemore House is kind of under some renovation, so it's not open to the public at the moment. Is that correct?
That's correct. When we would be open by appointment for many, many years. We was, and then the Bella Franklin Trust, they partnered with us, and they had some experienced tour guides to come and assist us with the tours until COVID-19 set in. So we will be open again once we do the renovations. We have some things that have to be done, because if the house was built in 1880, you know there are repairs that have to be done.
Yeah.
We have a roof that has to be put on, and it's $22,000. So if 22 people want to send me $1,000 today, I'll give you the P.O. box and the address. But we've got some funds. We got funds already for that. We've got some of the outside wood that's rotting that has to be replaced. We're going to put the original porch back, and we're going to put flooring, period flooring, that was donated by the Franklin Charge organization. They bought a house on Columbia Avenue. And when they did, they took the pine floors and they gave those to us to place in the McLemore House.
Oh, wow.
And we're going to have enough to do all the downstairs. So we'll have the period floors, and we're trying to get more things that reflect the period of Harvey McLemore's time. So we're excited about that. And, you know, the cost of renovations are very expensive, but the porch that was not a concrete porch, and that's what we have, and that's going to be replaced. But I kind of like that porch, but I understand why we are going to the period porch.
Yeah.
So we are accepting donations for the renovation.
Tell me about.
I'm sorry, I can't hear you.
Yeah, tell me about what the African American Heritage Foundation does in Franklin. Tell me about the African American Heritage.
I'm sorry, we're gonna look. You hear me good?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. The African American Heritage Society mission is to chronicle the lives and contributions that African Americans have made in Williamson County to protect and preserve the artifacts and the historical buildings and places that are important, that were part of the African American history and heritage, and to educate the community on the importance of including African American history in history. It is part of history, and it should be included. So that's what we do. And we have two main events. We have the Black Tie Affair, which is how we raise funds for our museum for the operation of, and we're not sure about this year, so we won't talk about that right now, but we're hoping that maybe the things will change, because we have a crowd. We have about 750 people in hotel ballroom Embassy Suites, and it's always sold out and full. And I know if that may be something we can't do in February of next year, because you know, if we don't have a vaccine or whatever, we still may be on the CDC guidelines.
Right.
But we have a Juneteenth event. We've had that for 15 years. Now you've heard all of the new how excited people are now about Juneteenth.
Yes.
Well, Juneteenth, we didn't have it this year publicly. We had a virtual Juneteenth.
Yes.
And we had a week of talking about different things, which was on Facebook. That we did not, because we were trying to follow the guidelines of the CDC and our county's regulations. So, we did not have our Tom Murdock Educational Scholarship Prom this year, but we're sending out sponsorships, and we're getting sponsors as well. People are supporting. We have given a total of 24 scholarships in the amount of $1,000 to students in Williamson County in the last 5 years. Is that not amazing?
That's incredible.
This year we had 10 students that we gave scholarships to. And usually organizations are not able to give that many. We gave, because of our sponsors in the community, donations, we were scholarships, and we're having the Saturday from 2 to 3. If people want to drive by and honk and wave, congratulate these wonderful students. They are amazing. You
That's
should have
incredible.
seen their applications and their essays. I
Yeah.
mean, our future is secure if we have students. If we have future is based on these kids, boy, we're in good.
That's good to hear.
And we also have Porch Talks Club. We have June course. We've got a lot of stuff that we do.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's good for
Hoping
people.
that people will just too. We have a membership level. That's where people can go online to be a member. And we would appreciate as many people as possible to become members. And as well, we like volunteers. We're not publicly doing anything right now, but we need you. We want you. This is your organization. This is not the board. This is the community's heritage society. So we
Yes.
want all races, all colors to be part of our, because we're in this together and we're in this one.
Yes. I love that because you guys are doing a great thing. And I think so many people, I think even sometimes people don't understand the Heritage Foundation, but they see their festivals. But I think you guys don't, people don't understand what you do. And you guys have been doing great things for a long time. You guys put out a statement yesterday on your Facebook page. Can you talk about that?
I was really chopping up, but I said something about an art page.
Yes. Yesterday, the statement you guys released.
Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you. Yes.
Hello? Hello?
I can still hear you.
Okay. Okay. Yes, we've been getting like when we're involved, of course, and our community has our support, and we have the community support. And we've been discussing the situations on all the monuments in the community, and we supported the markers that were all on the square last October because a movement occurred to keep Charlottesville from occurring in Franklin. So that was like about a 2.5-year project, and people were involved, and we were excited to see those markers, and we still are, and in hopes that they would tell the fuller story, and that the monument itself would not be the main attraction there.
Right.
So today, in today's time, after the murder and killing of George Floyd, it's a turning point in our world and in America. People are looking and people are seeking ways to make it better.
Right.
We've got to be better. So people are saying, we've got to fix these things. If we're going to change minds and we're going to come together as a United States of America, then we got to be united. We can't do things that's going to harm or make others feel inferior, or make people feel, or people feel that that's superior. So people are looking at these things. It's sort of like done a clean, like not a spring cleaning, but a cleansing of our hearts.
Cleansing. I like that word.
And our souls, and trying to do the right thing. But yes, but we, as a board, we got together and individually, everybody gave their thoughts and processes, and we came up with that statement because there's been, like I said, there have been some results because of the existing monuments, and then there was going to be one with the United States Colored Troop soldier is going to be in front of the courthouse.
Right.
So we gave a statement a few years ago, and we said that we felt like, which I had said before, there needs to be some language stating why the statue is there. I grew up in Franklin, raised, and I went to that square many times and really thought about it. I never really thought, and nobody, well, I had not ever been over there and actually looked at the wording, but when someone sent me a picture of the wording, and it said no nobler cause.
Right.
That was just, shocking to me, because that was noble cause. Even though the people they fought for what they thought was right, but it wasn't a noble cause to want to enslave people and consider them 3/5 of a person, and me fight and give my life for that.
Right.
And thank goodness mindsets are changing. And so I'm praying that the people who are the descendants of the people who think that way, that they understand that, you know, this is today. We weren't there. None of us were there. But the only thing we can do now, Donna, is to change our hearts and our minds and our souls and do the right thing and want to be together as a nation.
Right.
And that's why I was saying needs to be, or we as a group said that it needs to be wording like a bronze plaque or something there stating why they were there, who paid for it, and why it's there, and then some other text to the current time.
Right.
So that was our consensus on that. And then after we sent out the press release, we found out that the role that the city had played, that they had voted to give the space to the DAC. After our email, our text it went out, it still would have been the same. Our press release, it went out, we had still made that decision. So anyway.
Well, and I think that
on that was what our overall statement was.
And you guys can go check that out on their Facebook page.
You are really out, and I'm sorry.
Yeah, I think your sound is cutting out a little bit.
I don't know why. I heard you very well in the beginning, and
yeah.
all of a sudden we're getting some feed.
Yeah, I know. Something. We're cutting out.
Are you getting the same?
Yeah, a little bit. Well, I really appreciate you spending time talking to me this morning about this. Hopefully everyone will go check it out. Check out.
Maybe, should I try to move?
I think it's okay. We'll just wrap it up and we'll have everybody go check out the Facebook page.
Should I try to go outside? How long are we supposed to talk?
I think we're good. I think we're going to wrap it up so people can go look at the Facebook page and check it out. All right, I think. Can you hear me now?
Okay, I'm sorry that we're chopping out, and so I may not be answering you directly.
That's okay. But, we will.
Yes, I hear a little bit, yeah.
Okay. Well, thanks again for being with us. You guys go check it out. Please go check out the McLemore House, African American Heritage Foundation in Franklin. And we'll have Alma back again. We'll figure this out and we'll talk more later. All right. Bye, everybody.